It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny in the car.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown. Smarty.
Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up.
Yes.
Caught. Touchdown Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end.
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Monday morning, June. It is the 27th day of February 2023. We welcome you to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000 Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176. 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XP Mornings, Facebook X's and Bros, and of course, good morning to our television audience as well on BCSN and streaming live all across the world at our Michigan Sports and Network YouTube page. Add a .com to that to find our website. xpmornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox. And you can find us all individually on Twitter. Danny Cahalan is at Dan in the Studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. Gentlemen, good morning to both of you. Happy Monday. How was the weekend? Anything good happening? Anything exciting? What did you do? Anything fun?
I went to Akron, remember? Gosh.
That's right. You were going to Akron to play Firestone. That is exciting.
But I wish we didn't. It was 15 minutes, I think, from the hotel, so not far. South of town, Firestone. I did not know where. I've never been there.
I've only been to Akron to go to a basketball game. So I got
We did not. We stayed in a decent hotel, not in the 5-star or near 5-star place you were talking about.
Oh yeah, that place is really nice. They get waterfall when you walk in. It's pretty incredible. And you were there to see your buddy play in a band, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It
was a metal show. It was There were some intense bands. There was one band from Alabama. They were like metal and rap. It was very interesting.
Ew.
Then we probably saw, I don't know if you know who Greta Van Fleet is, from Frankenmuth.
Yeah, I know Fred Van Vliet. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, this band that we saw was like the metal Greta Van Fleet. It just felt like these kids were going somewhere. It was a 19-year-old and 3 17-year-old kids, and they're very, very good for their age. Oh. So that was like, it was like, oh, maybe like in 10 years, we're going to be saying we saw these kids in front of 50 people.
Pretty interesting. I haven't really heard, I don't know what the latest metal song would be. I haven't heard anything out of that genre new or after 2010 in God knows how long.
Well, because you're not listening to it.
Well, what I'm saying is like I haven't heard, like nothing new has come up anywhere. Nothing new has come up on on YouTube or Spotify or anything like that. There's never been any suggestions.
There's new metal music constantly. You just don't listen to it. It's not like the reason we listened to it, I feel like, was we all listened to 89X at least a little bit, which kind of got us into harder music, and there was some metal-ish songs involved. But, I mean, it's not like, were you listening to Iron Maiden all the time?
No, I don't listen to that, but
I feel like you're into metal if you're into metal.
Yeah, but I feel like if you were listening to like Metallica or Korn or System of a Down or Godsmack, if you were listening to that on YouTube, that you would get something new. Like it would.
Yeah,
it would
that's
just,
fair.
It would just,
that's fair.
It would just pop up and be like, "Hey," but it's always like all the same.
Yeah, you're right.
150
you are right.
songs, just over and over and over, which is fine. But it's like, hey, I haven't heard anything new in that genre. You're never going to hear it on radio. And you're right about the 89X. Like that definitely played a role for anybody who grew up in our area because that was such a popular station at the time, and for alternative music that had really sort of peaked and then just poof, just kind of went by the wayside, kind of disappeared. Very strange. Ryan, how was your weekend this weekend?
Chaos. Lots of chaos, personally. And it's weird how just sports were not played on Saturday. Just nothing at all. Any and all scores reported, any highlights. That's all fake news. Those are deep fakes. So very woke on that the internet's just putting out fake sports highlights. I mean, just how low can people go on the internet to just produce those things is just remarkable.
Very, yeah, wow, tough weekend. Great weekend for Michigan. They're going to continue. They're continuing to kind of backdoor themselves.
How many teams blew there was a lot of really big blown leads in college basketball this weekend.
NBA as well.
The NBA with the Lakers
blew a sizable one.
But Northwestern versus Illinois, Penn State, and Rutgers. Again, no games on Saturday, so no. Some deep fake highlights of MSU blowing some lead. I don't know. They didn't play.
Michigan blew a lead against Wisconsin, and then came back to rally to get it to overtime. That was a very, very exciting contest yesterday that obviously we'll talk about here today. Tigers opened up spring training, so that's exciting. We'll discuss that. The Big Ten and basketball as a whole, the Red Wings, what they had going on. We'll get in with the Pistons with another integrity of percentages loss, so that is good. Johnny Kane teaching us all something new the last time we spoke to him. And we've slowly started to see that on the graphics, the Wolverines have gone from nowhere near it to next 4 out in some bracketology brackets. So they're inching closer. But the task at hand, I mean, yesterday I just thought they came out really sluggish. I thought that the entire atmosphere was very like everybody went out the night before. I went out the night before. So I got it. I totally understood, but it's like that. The rest of you people can't. You guys can't afford to go out there and do this like that. So it will be it'll be very interesting how the next couple weeks play out between the regular season and the conference tournament. I mean, there are some games available, but that Central Michigan loss is just haunting Michigan right now, just haunting them. And that's why they find themselves where they're at today. I mean, they should be 17-11. Without that loss to Central Michigan, you wouldn't have to worry about every time CMU loses how bad that looks for your program. Like that loss right there, that is just that's just a disaster. And but finally, the team's playing with a little urgency. They're playing like their season is on the line, and that's exactly what is happening. I mean, you got to win just about everything you can play in order to keep this thing afloat and keep the dream alive. So it'll be interesting to see what they're able to do with just a couple of games remaining that are going to be on the road, no less, because yesterday was our final home game. Only honored one senior. That makes my life really easy from a reading standpoint, and it was just Joey Baker.
And it was just Baker, so like the list of accolades at Michigan is
pretty
small.
Slim.
Yeah.
Pretty slim. 1 year. Started 15 games or whatever. Great. And then just keep it moving. Simple as that. We'll step aside when we return. The Tigers, they are in spring training. It's here. It is here, and they're playing again tonight at 6:35. We'll talk about them next here, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach. Now, he's a managing partner at Br0's. They are one of America's top accounting and business firms, and they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew from the east side of Michigan. If you're a small business, big business, and you're looking for the professionals who can help your business on any tax or business need you have, go to BeanGarter.com. That is BeanGarter.com. And we're close to March Madness, so be looking for our huge bracket challenge where you could win big cash, courtesy of Tom Rosenbach and his team from Br0's. We'll have more details in the coming weeks. But if you're a business decision maker or owner and you're looking for professionals to help your business, contact Tom Rosenbach and his team at Br0's. BeanGarter.com.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Do it for the love of money. Saturdays in February, 7 to 11 p.m. Winners choose $3,000 in premium play, $1,500 cash, or 1,500 entries into the February 25th drawing for a Chevy Camaro ZL1. For the love of money, $130,000 giveaway. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
The new M-Perks is here. Reward yourself with dollars off your purchases, fuel rewards, and more at Meijer. Earn 10 points on nearly every dollar you spend when you shop in-store or on Meijer.com. Then use your points to claim and redeem rewards any way you want. Plus, earn points for every qualifying prescription filled at your Meijer pharmacy. Download the Meijer app to sign up, or if you're already using M-Perks, start earning points and saving today. Save more with M-Perks. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com to learn more.
Share your thoughts all morning long on the Meyer Guest Line. Call 248-951-2176. That's 248-951-2176. Now, back to Danny, Ryan, and AB.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us as we begin the venture into the 2023 Detroit Tigers baseball season. That's right, spring training began this weekend. The Tigers playing Saturday and Sunday, both of which were at Joker Merchant Stadium. Here's a statement. They won on Philadelphia against Philadelphia on Saturday 4-2. Lost yesterday 10-6 to the Baltimore Orioles, and I'm glad I was able to just survive getting through that because apparently struggling with the words this morning, which is not necessarily a rarity, but spring training officially here. It has begun. This is it, man. Are you ready? 1-1. Clubs playing 500 ball. I mean, get on the wagon. Now's the time.
Haven't seen a second of it. Believe the Bally first broadcast is this coming Sunday, the 5th. I'm looking forward to Tigers baseball. I love being at the ballpark, so I'm ready for Tigers. I hope I know Riley Green is going to be good this year. I'm still very concerned about Spencer Torkelson and that swing because there are some holes in that swing, and Major League pitchers found them and will continue to unless you change your bat angle.
Wow.
I did you see any at bats at all? I haven't checked anything out.
No, not yet. Because as you said, the Bally doesn't pick it up until the 5th. Are they flying you down there, Dan, for stats with you and Simo and Shep?
No, I wish.
That'd be kind of cool.
That would be nice. Yeah, like there's probably like 4 or 5 production. Not even. There's like, it'll be like Shep, Simo, and 3 or 4 people.
Wow. Natalie, she might be back now. She was there last week for doing interviews and stuff. Yeah, I mean, you might as well just stay. The heck with it. Just stay down there.
Yeah, freezing rain again today here in Detroit.
Just tough weather. Really in spring training, I mean, obviously it's the preseason, right? So what are you really looking for outside of a guy with an ERA of 162? That's one of those numbers that just really sticks out. The Tigers lost to Baltimore. How about this? With only registering 1 out, just that's it. Jace Fry got his brains beat in, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, all 6 were earned. He walked the batter. He did strike 1 out. His ERA is at 162. 162, that is. I've never seen a number that high. I can't even count that high. His ERA is equivalent to the number of games in an MLB season. But that's just obviously one bad outing. It is what it is. But it's going to be, spring training. I'm trying to view things through the lens of some of our, and maybe even Dan's, through their lens, trying to see and maybe hope for Tigers baseball to be different. I'm not sure if Ryan is on my wagon or not, or where kind of, I know that Dan is very excited, and I feel like Dan kind of embodies what some of our listeners are looking for, like, hey, look at the young guys, and maybe they'll surprise us or not. Ryan, where are you at on this?
Prove it to me.
Okay, all right. So kind of with me, where I would say you're probably more even middle of the pack as far as me being doom and gloom. I mean, hell, I rooted for everybody else to make the playoffs. So I just don't see with the lack of movement for the roster in the offseason, I just don't see it. I don't think that anything magical is going to happen as far as this guy's just turning it around out of nowhere. Maybe Torque finds a stroke, maybe he doesn't. But at the end of the day, if nothing changes, he's still a high hundreds, low 200s kind of guy, along with the rest of the roster. Basically, 208, 210s, 212, stuff like that. So I guess I'm just not I'm not going to allow myself to be suckered into another team that is doing something without actually doing it for me to see, to believe in, if that makes sense. That's what I'm looking for. This is the era of the pitch clock as well. As I see that Dan just sent me a video that what in the video that you sent, what did you see?
Okay.
Pitch clock?
It's the video is Pedro Baez pitching in the 2016 NLCS, and they have it side by side with Jose Altuve beating out an inside the park home run, and he runs 7 inside the park home runs in between pitches of this in this game.
Yeah, I saw some people that were upset, like, oh my goodness, can you imagine the World Series coming down to, the winning run gets walked in because of a pitch clock. And I'm like, well, I mean, it's no different than jumping off sides. Or committing a pass interference penalty in the end zone and giving them first down and goal from the half-inch line. Like, I mean, come on. Like, there's
the James Bradbury.
Rule's the rule. Like, you could see the clock. They're not hiding it from anybody. Like, in what the limited spring training baseball that I did see over the weekend, it looked like the clock was having a pretty good effect. I mean, pitchers were, hey, get the ball. Let's get our sign. Let's get through what we're going to do, and let's fire this thing with 10 or 12 seconds remaining on the pitch clock. I like that a lot. It's good. All we want to do is keep the games moving. Like, that's it. We want to do it in college football. Baseball's not alone in this. We want to be able to, watch a game and have the rest of our lives in order to do something instead of everything taking 3 hours. Like that's or 4 hours in some cases. That's all we're looking for. We're just looking for a little better pace of the game. And the pitch clock is going to be extremely helpful for the grounds crew. It's going to be very helpful for promo crew and in-game promotions during the breaks, because having that clock out there is very, very important. And I know that the clock has existed at the major league level for a lot of years in between breaks so that you knew how much time you had. It's nice to have that down there on the field, though, to be able to say, okay, we got 30 seconds, everybody off the field. The other team should be on the field. They should be, warmed up at that time. So you're typically getting off like right around like a minute left on that clock before you start the next inning, or half inning, I should say. I love it. I think it's great. It's absolutely great. It's great for the game of baseball. A lot of people, traditionalists, will hate it. I understand. But whatever it takes to keep the game moving, because it can get slow. And that's the idea. Let's just speed up the pace of play. We're not taking anything from the baseball traditionalists. We're just moving the game along. We're just trying to get it, let's keep the pitchers pitching. The shift, banning of the shift, maybe designed to generate a little bit more action on the base paths. Okay. To me, I was always just hit it the opposite way, and if you can't do it, then why are you a pro? But hey, you know what? That they will adjust the shift in order to respond to the rule accordingly. That is one of those things that I am very interested to see in how teams are going to defend when they can't shift. If they're going to just move the shortstop as close to the second base bag and move the second baseman basically to the middle of, between first and second, bring that right fielder up a little bit, and then shift over the center fielder and the left fielder. Will we see something like that? Really see managers playing chess out there? Well, it's a lot can happen between now and then. But spring training officially underway, so I know that for Tigers fans, it is definitely time to celebrate, as opening day is right around the corner. We'll step aside when we return. Big weekend in Big Ten basketball. We'll get into it next year. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Get more for your money this week at Meijer. Right now, when you buy 6 select items, you'll save $3, including Prego pasta sauce, Dannon Light and Fit or Oikos Greek yogurt, and Meijer food storage bags. Plus, Coca-Cola or Pepsi products are buy 6, save $3, plus deposit where applicable. And pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. Get more for your money at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Get a taste of sweet rewards, up to $5,000 cash. Every Friday in February from 7 to 11 p.m. Play for a chance to take home the chocolate bar, with prizes from $1,000 premium play all the way up to $5,000 cash. Don't miss Sweet Rewards. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. Text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000 sports radio to 21000. Or call us on the Meyer Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. All right, very, very exciting weekend in college basketball. Let's just start first with the big obvious one here. What in the hell happened to Michigan State? Like, it's a team that we expect the, first team to 70 might win. 100 points?
Yeah.
100?
Yeah, Hundy. And and they're in the, I don't know what to say. I was just watching. I didn't get to watch the whole game. I did watch the end of that game.
Oh, that's the best part.
Yeah, sure.
Well, most exciting part, that is.
Yes. And I was watching with my father. My dad was losing his mind when there was like a minute left. And I sat there and I literally said, the only way this can happen is Iowa has to be perfect from three. And even then, it's going to take something weird to happen. And the weird was in Michigan State, I think, went like 10 of 11 on their free throw attempts in that final minute and a half, or 14 of 15. It was the last free throw A.J. Hogard missed that allowed it to get to a tied game. And it wasn't even like, oh, well, he missed one free throw. That caused it. Like, no, they were great from free. They were like 27 of 30 in the second half on free throws. It was the fact that in the final minute you have the guard backing down, Iowa's guard backing down, went down 6, and what does Michigan State do? Malik Hall tries to come help and dig on the guy backing down when they're down 6 and leaves the guy wide open for 3. Where's your awareness there? You play the umbrella defense. You guard the three-point line. Let them go inside.
I do like what Iowa ran for their final bucket to get this thing into overtime when it was 101-98. You're seeing this ran more and more and more. Every team in the country does it. Pro teams do it. Everybody's doing it. And basically what will happen is you will have your guard bringing the ball up the floor on, trying to get to one side of the floor. So let's just say, for instance, in this case, Iowa bringing the ball up the left side of the floor, and the guard that is trailing with him is just on the right side, right? So they're across from each other. The ball handler will cut across the middle of the floor, and they will run a DHO and then give it to the guard that was a dribble handoff, and they'll run it with the guard who was trailing with the ball handler. He will pitch it and pick, and then from there, that guard has like a sliver of time to get the shot off and let it fly, and that's exactly what Iowa ran. It's been run 100 million times, and it's what Villanova in 2017 ran to win the national championship. Like it's just like this is common. So when you see it, if it's late game and you're watching basketball, look for it. Especially in the college level, but it is in the pro level as well. But more times than not in the pro level, your ball handler is just going to be able to create his own shot, and they'll probably just run high pick and roll action for him. But at the college level, sometimes it's, you struggle a little bit to be able to get your shot off, and there it is. You'll see it, you'll notice it, and the minute hopefully I did a good job of describing it. So for our television viewers,
too good of a job.
Ball handler for real? That was okay?
Too good of a job. Just brings up bad memories. Recent memories.
Yeah, well, it's happened to Michigan too. I'm right there with you. It's unstoppable if your ball handler, if you don't have any ball pressure early, that is defensively, that's forcing the other team to send a big guy to try to screen. That might throw it for a loop a little bit. You could still get the same action if you want off of a ball screen to a guard coming in off the wing. But once again, you'll see your two, whoever your ball handler is and your trail guy. Ball handler will be on one side of the floor. He'll pick one half of the floor. Your trail guy will be on the opposite half, obviously. Ball handler goes across the middle, dribble handoff. Secondary guard comes underneath, gets the handoff, and gets the shot. That's it. Plain and simple, really easy. Everybody calls it something different. Everybody has it in their playbook. And it was really, really shocking to see Iowa, in Michigan State responding from the free throw line, right? Because how often does this ever work? It's like, oh, good,
Right, because
when
normally
they first started fouling, what was the score when they first started?
It was, I don't know when the first started. It was 91-78 with a minute 30 left.
91-78.
Yeah.
13-point game.
Yeah.
With a minute 30 left, and they started fouling.
Yes.
Very rarely. I mean, does this ever happen?
Yeah, and Iowa went
in
6 for 9 in that final minute of 3-point. Got the offensive rebounds. But again, when you're shooting long shots, they're going to produce long rebounds. But you still got to come up with one of them. One of those rebounds would have ended that game. Because, offensively, Michigan State, they did all they could do. Like, they sat there and they were making their free throws, kind of keep forcing Iowa to keep making their shots. And guess what? They kept making their shots. And it was just, heartbreaking way to lose after you have that offensive explosion for 100 points in regulation. But this is what MSU's had issue with, is kind of closing games out or, keeping second half leads. And it's, why they're 9-8 in Big Ten play. They've had probably a good half of their losses. They've probably led by double digits in the second half of those games.
I don't. I would have to go back, game by game, to notice this. But it just something that stood out to me as I was going through the play-by-play, trying to look for where the score was at. They provide you with the shot chart. How accurate that is, I'm not really sure. But I was really surprised to see, Iowa basically is, rim 2s and 3s. That's all they are. Iowa hit 3 shots outside the paint. They scored 112 points. 3 shots outside of the paint that were not three-pointers. That's it. Michigan State only hit 5 shots from the left side of the floor. Have you ever noticed that? Are they that right-wing heavy? They're to the way, way far right. Like, way right. I'm talking like Trump right. That's how far right they are. That's crazy. I never noticed that. And then I'm starting to think about, like, okay, when were they at Michigan? The direction the floor they were going was a lot of their action on the right side. Like, where were they? What exactly were they doing over there? And it's like, okay, well, 5 baskets on the left side of the floor. Like,
those are probably all Jaden Akins being the lefty shooter.
Let's see. Well, I can actually scroll over the top and see. We got Tyson Walker for 1, Joey Hauser for 1. Oh, Malik Hall, that was a miss. Akins for another. Akins.
Yeah, so Akins with 3 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never noticed that. I mean,
keep an eye on that.
Yeah,
I think it could just be an anomaly.
Let's say it makes sense, but it also kind of makes sense just knowing where their offense kind of runs and what their guards do, that would happen. But I don't know. That was a heartbreaking loss, and just because your offense explodes, you play it the right way until the final minute. You play 39 to 40 minutes the correct way.
But even then, I mean, they shot the ball well for the free throw line.
Yep. No, it was more of that the defense in the last minute of, like, why are you digging down on a guy down 6, knowing Iowa, who has shot 35 threes in this game? Why are you not sticking with your man on the 3-point line?
The Iowa Warriors,
why are you not fouling up 3? Izzo, you've been a coach for 50 years, and you still won't do it. And it's cost you games throughout your career.
Oh, a fouling up 3. Is it?
They were talking about it yesterday during the Michigan game. that the reason that Michigan was able to hit the tying three was because they didn't foul early on. They should have fouled as soon as 5 seconds. It was under 5 seconds foul, and they didn't. And Michigan was able to hit the tying three.
Oh man! So if they foul, they send us to the line. I'm trying to remember. We are in regular bonus at that point. So 1-1, make the first, miss the second, off the rim, tip it out on the offensive rebound. Then a 2. A 2 can get you. 2 can get you a tie. A 3 can get you a win. Yeah, it's interesting. It is.
In Wisconsin, we'll probably pivot into Michigan now, but with Wisconsin, though, I get some of the ways they were playing because they're a bad free throw shooting team. They are just bad. I think they shoot under 65% collectively. So it's hard to play the foul game going back and forth when you have no trust in your team to hit those shots. Where Michigan State is one of the best free throw shooting teams. They just don't have an offense where they get to the foul line a lot.
Yeah, the fouling up 3 and foul. That is it's interesting. I could see why some people would debate it, and some people, because if you miss that second, you get that rebound. But what are the odds you can get that rebound? Do you have the size down low to block out down the lane lines? That is a good question. Also, after the Michigan State game on Saturday, we had Nebraska beat Minnesota 78-67, so that was cool. Good for Nebraska. Minnesota, absolute train wreck. And then you had number 17 Indiana going into Mackey, beating number 5 Purdue 79-71. How about that from the Indiana Hoosier Daddies? Wow. Jalen Hood Schifino, my dog. I told
Purdue.
You. Purdue's Purdueing right now hard. Purdue is Purdueing. This is what Purdue does. Zach Edey had 26 and 16. Where else you getting buckets from? The big fella's been masking some of your issues now for the length of the season. Purdue's good. Are they a number 1 overall seed? They might have been playing like that at one point, but I don't think that you can rely on Zach Edey to do everything for you. And Jalen Hood Schifino, I've been trying to tell you guys, the kid's a bucket. He is one and done. He's out of here. You look at that kid, there's no way he's not going to the league. You want to construct a creative player, that's the guy right there. I like his game a lot. Big fan. And then we get into Sunday's games where you had Maryland beating number 21 Northwestern. Just beat them like a drum, 75-59. Ohio State beats Illinois. What is going on with the Fighting Illini? That's only Ohio State's 4th conference victory, 72-60. Buckeyes beat the Fighting Illini. Rutgers tops Penn State in a game that maybe 4 people watched, 59-56. And then the big one, 87-79. The Maize and Blue in overtime, putting up 19 in the extra frame. Down 3. Ball out of bounds. And a Terrence Williams II just throws the ball into Hunter Dickinson. He puts the ball on the deck.
Ball in the corner.
Chucks it, a ball in the corner, too.
Yeah.
Corner pocket.
Because, then the previous, or not previous possession, but the same possession, I don't know who got up the shot for Michigan, but it was just blocked right out of bounds into the corner.
Ugh.
And then, you're stuck in dead man's corner trying to inbound it, and you're praying at that point, and prayers were answered in Ann Arbor.
Prayers. They were. What a shot. What a shot. I couldn't believe it. They reset the game clock to 2.1 seconds, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking. I'm like, dude, there's no way. Damn it. That's all I could think to myself. Damn it. And then Terrence Williams throws it in. Hunter takes one dribble, puts it on the deck for one bounce, and then just chuck it. At that point, just let it fly. He did. It goes in, and it's like pandemonium. Oh, my God. Here we go. Tied going into overtime. It's Sunday. Nothing else on. Let's ride. And this Michigan team, they got 28 from Kobe Buffkin, whose draft stock just continues to rise. And it's I mean, it's 28 points. It's 8 rebounds. It's 2 assists. It's 2 steals. Guys everywhere and shoots just less than 50%.
Yeah, it's big buckets, too.
Big buckets. Doug McDaniel, 6 of 12. Big buckets. Dougie Fresh is coming through. Only 2 turnovers in the game. Played 43 minutes, the young freshman. 20 points, no rebounds, no assists, nothing else. I mean, it's a team that only had 7 assists on the entire night, and 4 of those came from Hunter Dickinson, just throwing cross-court passes, and guys were knocking down shots. So you had 28 from Bufkin, 20 from Doug, and 23 from Dickinson, who had 23 and 10, along with 4 assists, a steal, and a couple of blocks. Terrace Reed, couple of big blocks, had 5 points in 17 minutes with 3 rebounds. Love Terrace Reed. Love Doug McDaniel. Just, I mean, wow. Could not believe that they got this victory.
One thing that I don't think was really taken away from this game of how big of a break Michigan actually got when Terrace Reed got fouled but was hurt on the play and couldn't shoot his free throws. So Greg Gard had to pick one of the 4 guys on the court to shoot free throws, and it was between Bufkin, McDaniel, Baker, and Dickinson.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose Joey Baker because he's the worst, in quotations, free throw shooter percentages-wise at 60%. But
makes no sense.
But I think that was just more of lack of attempts because it's like he's a good shooter.
Right. That doesn't make any sense that his free throw percentage is that poor.
Right.
Because you can't – at that point when there's an injured player, the opposing coach gets the opportunity to select who they want to shoot the free throws. But it can only be for the players on the floor, not the individual that's being subbed in for the hurt player. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And you lose out on Terrace Reed taking those free throw attempts at a 50% free throw shooter.
Yeah, it was just 1 of 3. Just 1 of 3 yesterday, too.
Yeah.
Not very good at free throws.
Right. But it's like that's the guy you want on the free throw line.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? There were a couple of calls that were called in which, most of the time I'm trying to okay, all right. I could see it. Kobe Bufkin had a block that they called a shooting foul where he literally ended up with the ball in his hands. And, I mean, his hand was just over top of the ball, just like, give me that. And it's like they called a foul on that. It's like, dude, what? I
believe they called the foul right before the block on that one.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
What are we doing here?
And then they called the one on Joey Baker for, as Gus Johnson likes to put, a little bump and grind.
Yeah, I mean, he was fully leaned into him. I get what Joey Baker is. He's trying to do the hands up.
Yeah, it's a little ticky-tacky one.
Yeah, especially with the way they let him play in the first half. The inconsistency there was shocking. By the way, the Iowa game, real quick. How good was Fran McCaffrey in Kelly, the ref? That's
all
the
time.
How good was
all
their stare
time.
down?
I mean, just sitting there the whole time going, Fran, say one word and you are gone out of this game. One word, even a breath, gets you ejected.
I can't believe they didn't tech him there. We'll step aside. We'll be back. Hour 2 is next. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Get a taste of sweet rewards, up to $5,000 cash. Every Friday in February from 7 to 11 p.m. Play for a chance to take home the chocolate bar with prizes from $1,000 premium play all the way up to $5,000 cash. Don't miss sweet rewards. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
We might have just come out with our most refreshing Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer yet. It's called the Essential Collection. It's made with coconut water and real fruit juice, so it's always going to have a real refreshing fruit taste. Can refreshing get any more refreshing? Yep, it can, and it just did. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, made with coconut water and real fruit juice for a superior taste. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at FreddyThePizzaman.com. That's FREDI, thepizzaman.com. Or Email freddythepizzaman@gmail.com.
The new M-Perks is here. Reward yourself with dollars off your purchases, fuel rewards, and more at Meijer. Earn 10 points on nearly every dollar you spend when you shop in-store or on Meijer.com. Then use your points to claim and redeem rewards any way you want. Plus, earn points for every qualifying prescription filled at your Meijer pharmacy. Download the Meijer app to sign up, or if you're already using M-Perks, start earning points and saving today. Save more with M-Perks. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com to learn more.
From planting a simple seed to managing a global food supply, growing, processing, and distributing food is the backbone of America. You deal with food safety and labor issues, cost control, and not to mention Mother Nature. But do you have time to explore research development and biotechnical tax credits? Properly administer payroll for temporary employees. Ensure that you're operating at your most profitable? That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is America's food supply, our business is helping you run your business better. We'll assist with tax credits, assess your processes and controls, and so much more. And while we may not be able to help you plant your crops, we can help you realize a rich financial harvest. From the family farm to worldwide distribution of all the things you grow, grow your business better. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online. BeanGarter.com. Bean Garter.
Good morning, everyone.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Folks, welcome back here. X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Danny Kaye, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000. Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176. 248-951-2176. So you can find us on Twitter, XP Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. And of course, good morning to our television audience as well. Over there on BCSN and streaming live all across the world on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Eddie.com to that to find our website. And, of course, you can email us. Our fan feedback email inbox is xbmornings@gmail.com. All right, by the way, Dan, I don't know if we're actually going to get this call or not, but I did tell a friend of mine. I told my guy Bird, I said, look, Bird, you can call in anytime you want. It doesn't matter what. I mean, we take calls all the time about everything. Like, it could be Pistons, it could be Red Wings, it could be Tigers, it could be Damian Lillard after scoring 41 points in the first half. Bird in Southwest Detroit, you can call in about whatever you want, whenever you want, because we're good like that. We'll take the call. He was worried about his opinion. He was a little, I want to call in, but I said, we'll be in the middle of talking about something completely different than what a caller will call in and talk about. And that just kind of is what it is. I mean, we field the call, we handle the call, we do our job, and we keep it moving. But yeah, if you got some flaming hot takes, bro, serve them up. By the way, wanted to make it known that I did get in on the Dylan Larkin contract. Saturday night we had a diaper party for one of my close buddies who's going to have a daughter. Due date is April 4th, is when the daughter will make her long-awaited arrival.
Did you just do the poker game type diaper party? Have you ever done that?
Poker game? No.
Oh.
What's that?
You do a diaper party where you just bring the dad out. You do a poker game, and buy-in is whatever money amount you guys set and a pack of diapers.
Oh,
so you can just do a poker night with, the soon-to-be father with a bunch of friends, and that way he gets a bunch of diapers. You guys just have a night of poker and do your own shenanigans.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, everybody just brought, he's got a massive amount of diapers. There were 12 guys that went. We were definitely not stingy. I mean, it was floor to ceiling in his basement of just boxes of diapers. So hopefully they should be set. Maybe. I don't know. That might be a little bold claim there, but no.
All depends on which sizes he has and which ones the kid runs through the most.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crapshoot, right?
Literally.
Pun intended. But yeah, we hung out in the house, and then we went out for some activities afterwards. It was a good time. It's a good, fun night. But that was on Saturday while all that college basketball madness was going on, right? So I was like, oh, my goodness, there's a lot of fun here. All right, what else is going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines. Nah, it's real news for once. The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
All right, huge news from over the weekend. We had the Detroit Tigers spring training game number 2. They fell to the Baltimore Orioles. 10-6 was the final score there. Michigan beats Wisconsin 87-79. Michigan State falls on the road in overtime to Iowa. The game we just talked about. Unfortunate set of circumstances there. Also over the weekend, the Detroit Pistons with a loss on Saturday to the Toronto Raptors at home, 95-91. The Red Wings actually, the score's a little misleading. They lose 3-0 to the Lightning, but boy, do they play their rear ends off in that game. So that snaps the 2-game slide. Still looking pretty good though overall when you look at the fact that they're 7-2 in their last 9 games, 7-3 in their last 10. Things are looking up. That's I'm okay with that. They'll be on the road tonight taking on the Ottawa Senators. That game will be at 7:00. Matt Nagy's going to get his second stint as the Chiefs offensive coordinator. So good luck to him replacing Eric Bieniemy, who then went on to the Washington Commanders. Russell Wilson wanted Pete Carroll out, according to a report. The quarterback is denying the report, but yeah, wanted according to the Athletic, the Denver Broncos quarterback. Denied so on social media. A lot of he said, she said. But according to the report, Wilson asked the Seahawks ownership in February to fire Pete Carroll and the general manager with the hopes that the team would hire Sean Payton to be their coach. Now he's got Sean Payton as a coach, so careful what you wish for. Damon Lillard scored a career-best 71 points behind 13 three-pointers. He had 41 at the half. The Atlanta Hawks have hired Quinn Snyder. He's getting a 5-year deal, so congratulations to Quinn Snyder. It's very, another sort of rerun, if you will, in the NBA, but we're kind of used to seeing that at this point. It's just what happens. Like Dwayne Casey will get fired and get a job within like a year, guarantee it. But we'll see. We'll see if that'll be the right move that'll push the buttons for the Atlanta Hawks going forward. LeBron James is going to monitor his right foot after his injury against the Mavs, in which he was laying on the floor telling everybody that he heard it pop. Yeah, okay. The Devils have secured the star forward.
Pretty much broken foot.
Yeah, basically. He'll come out and play, though. Maybe after 7 weeks of load management. Timo Meyer was a guy that, in this deal with the Sharks that a lot of Red Wings fans had been kind of keeping their eye on and circling. The New Jersey Devils will actually get him from San Jose. They did so last night in a deal that includes a mix of players, prospects, draft picks, people going all over the place. Every direction just is what it is. Alabama's head coach Nate Oates on Brandon Miller's pat down said it was not appropriate. People, for those of you arguing about the pat down, the fact he's been patted down before every game. Well, every game, was there a young lady that was murdered in those other games, or was it just like now he's back and you're still doing this in your intros, like you're tone deaf? You obviously don't care. Alabama doesn't care. Shame on them. Shame on them, because somebody's actually dead, and no one seems to care at the University of Alabama, which is shocking. Shocking to me. Major League Baseball's Players Association, Tony Clark, vows to fight efforts to implement a salary cap. The sport needs it. Get a salary cap. It's the only way. Like, look, I know that.
The thing is, it's tough with baseball. Like, football, you have your 53 guys. Yeah, guys will come on, 1 or 2 guys. Baseball, it's like that 25-man is changing constantly. The 40-man's changing a lot too. It's what salary cap are you going to go by? That's like, it's tough. It's tough to have a hard cap when, there's 8 or 9 different guys on your team during a season, maybe more.
It's easy. Stop paying dudes $50 million.
Bing bong.
Well, yeah.
Your Honor, the defense, Russ. I mean, that was a little. Just give him another one.
We don't have room for the other 15 guys between 25 and 40 man. All right, $50 million guy, you're now making $35 million.
What are they? I mean, take away $20 million. Like, what do you think? What? Shame on. What do you think? Who do you think you are? Take away $20 million. I am. That's right. Hey, who sent this text in?
Who do you think?
I don't know, but we're gonna get to that. We might even get to that next.
Actually, it wasn't who you think.
Who was it?
Will, I believe.
Will sent this?
I believe so, yes.
Wow.
We'll get into it after the break.
Yeah. Wow. We'll be on the other side. Free Willie out there on the west side. About to get an earful here on X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
The new M-Perks is here. Reward yourself with dollars off your purchases, fuel rewards, and more at Meijer. Earn 10 points on nearly every dollar you spend when you shop in-store or on Meijer.com. Then use your points to claim and redeem rewards any way you want. Plus, earn points for every qualifying prescription filled at your Meijer pharmacy. Download the Meijer app to sign up, or if you're already using M-Perks, start earning points and saving today. Save more with M-Perks. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com to learn more.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach. Now, he's a managing partner at Br0's. They are one of America's top accounting and business firms, and they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew from the east side of Michigan. If you're a small business, big business, and you're looking for the professionals who can help your business on any tax or business need you have, go to BeanGarter.com. That is BeanGarter.com. And we're close to March Madness, so be looking for our huge bracket challenge where you could win big cash, courtesy of Tom Rosenbach and his team from Bean-Garter. We'll have more details in the coming weeks. But if you're a business decision maker or owner and you're looking for professionals to help your business, contact Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean-Garter. BeanGarter.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio. It is great to have you riding along with us. Let's get first to our trivia question before we get to this heater of a text message. So it's hour 2, it's segment 2, which means it's time for well, Detroit Lions trivia. Let's all learn something fun today. All right, this is a doozy. What fullback set a club career record not surpassed until 1964 when he rushed for 3,077 yards for the Lions? 1932 until 38. That also includes the Portsmouth Spartans, by the way.
Absolutely no idea.
Oh, it's impossible. Impossible.
Corey Schlesinger.
Glenn Fry.
Who?
Glenn Fry.
Glenn Fry is incorrect. How about Ace Gutowski?
Those
Who was
Gutowskis.
born in Komolty in the Russian Empire, which if you go into the Russian Empire, you start learning about the Great Northern War 20-year campaign between 1700 and 1721. Wow. Contesting the Swedes. Having to team up with Augustus II the Strong. A double whammy there, the second the Strong. That's tough. Hey, get this, Ace Gutowski. Here's something interesting about this. He was a life master. He got the ranking in bridge. The American Contract Bridge Association gave him a life master ranking. He won the 1951 men's Border match teams, whatever the hell that is. And his father, Ace Gutowski, Sr. here, became a major petroleum dealer. He was in the oil business in Oklahoma. He was just digging and hit an oil field that had 117 million barrels of oil in it. He was using a doodle bug, a homemade driving rod, and struck it
Is
rich.
his name Jed Clampett?
Is this crazy or what? Then after serving in the United States Army in World War II, Gutowski went into business with his dad. Also served as the line coach for Oklahoma City University. It's crazy.
They have a cement pond in the backyard, I bet.
Incredible. What a story. Bridge master, fled Russia, came here, played for the Portsmouth Spartans and the Brooklyn Dodgers. Averaged 3.6 yards a carry. Wow. And that somehow led me to the Great Northern War. All right, so let's get into it because we got a really interesting text message. Howard is not the answer for UM, says this texter, this unnamed texter. His coaching at the end of regulation was weak. Wasting a timeout just to run an NBA isolation to Buffkin shows this is not a prepared college team. His best years are when he still had defenders from Beeline's recruits. They were flat out lucky to win that. Wow. Huh. You're going to need some luck along the way, so I don't know who that is there, pal, sport. But you're going to need a little luck along the way in order to win. Didn't like the back-to-back timeout call. But how are we blaming this? And last year it was all Phil Martelli does everything. And now this year it's like, oh, Howard's a bump. Like, which one is it, folks? Who's really are we set? Are we clear now on who the coach is? Are we done with the whole
the real question is the Howard family holding back Michigan basketball? Last year, struggling are they in or out of the tournament? Big Phil, Coach Applejuice, Martelli's takes over. They go on a run, get in. This year, they're struggling. And all of a sudden, Jace Howard's out for a couple games and looks like a competent offense again.
Tale of two Howards, Jace and Jet.
And then, Jace Howard he's the last guy on the bench. He's there to take up a spot. Good defender, and haven't really seen much else. But granted,
intensity.
Great, he's not asked to do a lot, so there's
All
really
pressure.
There's no expectations for Jace Howard.
I have expectations.
Well,
I have a very.
It's like having expectations for Steven Izzo.
Ooh, he's better than Steven Izzo. At least he's more taller than 5'5".
Right.
Good God. But I mean, we all know. I mean, Steve's just there for Dad.
He's a walk-on. He gets free tuition anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't. That doesn't really matter a whole lot. It is, it is a different team when Jet's not out there. I'll give you that. It is. It's looked.
The offense runs off. They run an offense when Jet is not in there because it's not ISO ball. It's not look at my NBA draft status, highlight tape. It's Kobe Buffkin and Doug McDaniel being point guards and using Hunter Dickinson as he's intended to be used.
Yeah, because he's a good passer out of the post, but there shouldn't be possessions where he doesn't actually, touch the ball. Like he's just got to touch it every single possession. Like that's what has to happen. It's necessary for that team. What I think is interesting here is that how do you say Howard's not the answer when he draws up Terrence Williams to Hunter Dickinson for 3 and it goes in just like they drew it up? But he gets no credit for that. That's it. Like, wow, that's wild. That's wild. Kobe Buffkin, his improvement from last year to this year, remarkable. Doug McDaniel done a great job. So Howard Isley and Sadie Washington and Big Phil Martelli.
Say the guards have improved immensely throughout the year.
We just don't have that wing. I don't know if Jet, I know that the articles are all out there, top 14 lottery pick.
And he will be because the talent is there. And that's what the NBA draft is about. It's more about talent than actual production in college basketball.
This is true. But with his inability to go left and some of the struggles defensively, it makes me wonder, maybe.
Yeah, but the NBA draft has always looked like as a girl looking at a guy with red flags, just going, I can fix him. If I get my hands on him, I can be the person that fixes him. That's the NBA draft.
Is this a red flag that you just threw at my forehead? Who was I just having a conversation with about this, like red flags? My mother. My mother. Something about it. I said, yeah, red flag get thrown right in front of you. You'd be like, I didn't even see that. But now all of a sudden you want to, talk about this, that, and the third. How dare you guys think that was me texting that? I deserve an apology. That comes from Freddie. No, you don't deserve an apology, Mr. I don't watch college basketball, but Juwan Howard is the death of Michigan hoops. But I will say from what I'm reading or hearing on radio, this team is better without Jet. And as Shep said last week, he did notice the team didn't help him up when he was hurt. That was surprising. I didn't, from where I'm sitting, I could see the bench, but I can't really, you can't hear him. And what I was trying to explain to Shep during the COVID year, because there was nobody in the buildings, there was the scoreboard, shot clock,
the juice squad,
game clock, me, my boss,
and
official
me.
scorer, SID, Dan, Gus Johnson, Jimmy Jackson, the teams. That was it. In our play-by-play stats crew. That's it. You could hear everything. And
Neil Rule would be there doing some random radio for some offbeat college station.
Yeah,
He'd be taking pictures of Anthony and I.
You could see and hear everything, and that was my point when I was talking about that with COVID. I wasn't making it an excuse for COVID or anything. None of that matters. I was just you were able to hear things, and the benches seemed more into it because they were cheering for their teams like they were a girls' volleyball club. Every point was you step around, you stomp around, clap your hands, and do all that stuff that the volleyball teams do.
ACE.
Oh yeah, love that. Do the clap. There you go. Whatever they got to do, stomp your feet. That's what it was like at men's basketball and at women's basketball because there was nobody there. They had to cheer for each other. That's it. I didn't get a chance to see the bench at all, but I'd be very interested to go back and take a look to see what exactly were some of the bench reactions throughout the course of that game. We'll step aside. We're back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach. Now, he's a managing partner at Br0's. They are one of America's top accounting and business firms, and they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew from the east side of Michigan. If you're a small business, big business, and you're looking for the professionals who can help your business on any tax or business need you have, go to BeanGarter.com. That is BeanGarter.com. And we're close to March Madness, so be looking for our huge bracket challenge where you could win big cash, courtesy of Tom Rosenbach and his team from Br0's. We'll have more details in the coming weeks. But if you're a business decision maker or owner and you're looking for professionals to help your business, contact Tom Rosenbach and his team at Br0's. BeanGarter.com.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Do it for the love of money. Saturdays in February, 7 to 11 p.m. Winners choose $3,000 in premium play, $1,500 cash, or 1,500 entries into the February 25th drawing for a Chevy Camaro CL1. For the love of money, $130,000 giveaway. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Share your thoughts all morning long on the Meyer guest line. Call 248-951-2176. That's 248-951-2176. Now, back to Danny, Ryan, and AB.
Oh, today's going to be all about LeBron playing through his foot injury and the comeback victory over the Mavs. Oh, my God, went down. Said that he heard it pop. Told the media, definitely wasn't going back to the locker room, not finish the game out tonight. Just understood the importance of the game. And then
these are the 23 most important games of his career.
Oh! Felt like we could win after being down. Okay. All right, Mr. LeBron, whatever you say. So a couple of thoughts. Just, we'll get back into the Michigan stuff if you'd like. But hopefully we got Will and Freddie. We took care of their questions that they may have had via Twitter. I just like the way things are looking right now. That's it. I mean, playing themselves, trying to make their case right now. Trying to make their case. Last segment I had scheduled for the Detroit Red Wings. That obviously we got pushed around a little bit. That happens. The Red Wings lost over the weekend, 3-0. Andrei Vasilevsky, very good goaltender. Thought the team played well against the Tampa Bay Lightning. I wasn't necessarily overly, shocked or, discouraged by the loss. I think they've been playing very well in general. Terry says this was the weekend from hell from the Red Wings. They got shut out by Tampa Bay, lose Rasmussen indefinitely. Every team they are battling with for the wild card one, #no help. Well, other teams are going to win. It's going to happen. You're not going to be able to play perfect. That much we know for sure. And yeah, I mean, it's just like you're in the wild card hunt. This is what is going to be taking place for the end of the year. I mean, you have games in hand. Everything might be okay. Maybe everything won't be okay. Weekend from hell, though, I don't think it's the weekend from hell. I do believe that they played a good game against Tampa Bay, and it is. I don't think you dwell on that. But the Raz news is bad. Lalone said that he's out indefinitely. He was hit in the kneecap.
Puck right off the knee on that shot. Like watching that replay, it's just like, oh no, that right on the knee.
You do wear a pad, it still hurts. It's like saying that, obviously you hear the term like bulletproof vests, like you still take the contact. It just doesn't penetrate. That's the difference. Or it's not supposed to penetrate. You get hit. And look, he's had 10 goals, 29 points in 56 games, but he's got a good size frame. And does it hurt? Yes. But they got to find, Lucas Raymond could return as soon as tonight against Ottawa. So he's missed 8 games of lower body injury. You lose one, you bring one in. Obviously, different style of play between the two of them. But with Rasmussen's injury, clears a roster spot. You can activate Raymond. The Red Wings also have Jacob Vrana, who was a healthy scratch Saturday, so maybe they can kind of get him back. But, Raz is a long-term hit by a shot, and you had that Tyler Bertuzzi had a broken left and right, broke both of his hands. Philip Zadina's got a broken leg. Elmer the Fudd, lower body. Like, it's happened. You got to be willing to block shots. It's just, you do it in the moment, it seems like a good idea. In the moment, it does. And, I have this happen in my hockey league that I played. In the moment, it's like, yeah, there's a hero pride element to it. There absolutely is, to blocking a shot. Like, I might take this one off the ribs right now, but it is what it is. And then the puck hits you, and you're like, that was a stupid idea. Like, the goalie's got pads on. He's here to say, what am I doing? But there is that hero pride sort of, and it's an attitude thing.
You're supposed to do it in real hockey. When you're getting paid millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, you can take a puck. Anthony, you should not be taking. You should not be.
No, vice versa. I should be taking pucks. Ain't nobody out there like Al McInnes ripping 109-mile-an-hour clappers with a frozen brick. Like, no. Those guys, I get what you're saying. I know I shouldn't be. But I got to set the tone, Dan. If they see me do it, more people will be willing to do it. Like, oh, that guy, like, oh, he's doing it. Free Chili Man's doing it. Like, yeah, get out there, get a stop. Let's go. Get possession back. Maybe that block shot, maybe there's a bounce that we could lead to an odd man rush going the other way. And that'll give me time to limp my rear end over to the bench and flop on over the boards. That's what I'm trying to do. Get off the surface. I don't have to watch college basketball. Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. Anytime somebody says I don't have to watch, I don't have to watch any of this to understand everything about it. That's ridiculous. Jalen Rose said Howard would win many titles. They're barely going to make the NIT this year, and it was the player who hit a three with a 0.2 or to go, or it's another loss at home. Wisconsin, they're not bums. Connor Essegian is a great player. I mean, he's up there with that.
He's going to be so annoying the next 3 years.
He's got 40 years at Wisconsin coming at you. He's got that Tominaga still, like, same style, like, sneaky good. Essegian is the real deal. Like, I was happy with him. I think he is a hell of a player. But yeah, Howard can win many titles. He's already got what? How many Big Ten titles does he already have? One or two? I'll have to go back and look.
One?
Is there one?
Yeah, it's first year, right?
I don't know.
Or this is year 4 for Howard, correct?
Yeah, this is the fourth year.
Okay.
So I can go back.
One, because 2019, I believe Michigan State won it. 2020.
And we were going to win it in 2020.
2020, Michigan won it. And then, yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. There you have it. Weird. I mean, yeah, come on. They say they've already got titles, Freddie, so take that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. They already won. Dave in Hudsonville, local college hoops. What's up, Dave?
One sec. Dan's on the phone with another person.
Dan's just loading them up on the phone lines. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. Glad everybody's awake. Rise and shine this morning. Dave, are you there?
Hey, now I'm here.
Now you're here. Hi, Dave.
Yeah. Good morning, AB. How are you, man?
I'm great, partner. Good morning to you. How are you, my friend?
Good. Hey, this weekend, basically, more of the same for Michigan and Michigan State. What I mean by that is a historic offensive performance for Michigan State, and to show you, and historic from Iowa at the end shooting it, but with Michigan State contributing to, some mistakes, not getting offensive rebounds, letting some three-point shots go. But then in both situations, the not fouling. Both teams, both Wisconsin and Michigan State, would have had a high percentage of winning if they would have fouled in the last possession, as opposed to letting three-point shots go off.
I thought the analytics meant inconclusive. I thought we came to one of those after they did that. Who did that deep dive? 538 or The Athletic or somebody had done that deep dive on the statistics about being up 3 and how many times it had happened where a team had fouled up 3 and what the result was?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, a team – I've coached in high school and college. A team still has to do 3 things if you foul, as far as they have to make the first one, and they're not thinking about making the first one. You know what they're thinking about?
Missing the second.
Exactly. So their mind is not completely present on the first shot. So it does reduce percentages on the first shot. And then you have to have things go perfectly for missing the second one, getting a rebound, and being able to put that back in, as opposed to what happened in both games the other night or, this weekend. And I just think that's why you see, and it's fine, Coach Izzo's a Hall of Famer, man. You can't question, but at the end of the day, I do think it would have made it tougher for both teams, because if you put either one on the line, it changes it. But what it does reinforce is, first of all, Michigan has to – they beat Wisconsin, but they didn't beat Wisconsin. That was a game that they should –
Excuse me?
You know what I'm saying.
You trying to throw shade, Dave?
Yeah, well, man, Michigan State, associated Michigan State, too.
You can do that all you want.
Right.
I'm throwing my team.
I understand you probably just got your W-2, and I know what's going on with that, but at the end of the day, they needed to make a statement, and they pulled something out, which is true, but at the end of the day, they have not been able to make a statement, and Michigan State made an offensive statement, but they let something get away too on the same thing. So both teams demonstrated some of the Achilles heel that has been this year.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
And somehow Michigan State went up in the net rankings.
It's preposterous.
They played more quality teams. I mean, they've done better against quality teams than Michigan has, and that's what it's going to come.
We
down
lost
to
Central.
Yeah,
we lost to Central Michigan.
Yeah,
I wasn't there, but I heard about it.
I know. It's a Monday, AB.
That right there, that loss alone is haunting them. That could be it, and that's a really good message. Like, you think you're going to schedule some of these powder puffs, and they should have been a powder puff. Like, that is a terrible.
Apply that same thing to football too. It makes a difference. It helps.
Week in and week out. Well, yeah, but I mean, and they've proven it, right? They've lost to Toledo, they've lost to Appalachian State. So yeah, I mean, there's nobody out there that's not good enough to go out there and beat them. Like it happens. You start getting read your own press clippings, as they say. And, next thing you start thinking about how good you are, and then somebody comes in and punch you right in the mouth, and you don't respond because you ran out of time and didn't take it serious. I don't know. Yesterday had a really weird feel to it. The crowd, the energy wasn't there. Last home game of the season kind of felt a little sluggish. It took a little time to get the fans into it. It was a little weird there, Dave. But I appreciate the call this morning. Thank you for throwing shade at your team. Love you, too. There he goes. GB Ritz on hold wants to talk about Michigan's big win over Wisconsin. Good morning, GB Ritz.
Good morning, Anthony. I'm just clarifying the weekend from hell thing. That the hell part was because they lost.
GB, we just beat Wisconsin. How's it the weekend from hell?
What? What are you talking about?
We just beat Wisconsin yesterday. Nationally televised game on
CBS
at 2 o'clock.
We're on two different pages here, Anthony. You're Michigan. I get it. I'm talking about the Red Wings and the fact that they lost Rasmussen. I didn't listen to any basketball. I don't listen to basketball, period.
Why? You could watch it. It's on CBS. You don't even have to listen to it.
No, if I'm watching CBS or NBC, I'm watching golf, for God's sakes. Like the finish of the Honda Classic. Last time for the Honda sponsorship in 42 years. So that tournament's looking for a new sponsorship.
Hey, what was it, 15 or 16, that par 3 there? Is that par 3 or par 4? Right there with the water?
What?
Right there with the water? Oh, man. I mean, it was just the pond there was just a magnet for golf balls.
The start of the bear trap, absolutely. That's the toughest 3 holes right there going around. I know I would probably be 12 over after playing after one. I'd be out of golf balls. That said, they lose Rasmussen for indefinitely, so that changes how they're going to play a little bit. But Tampa Bay gave up 6 goals to Buffalo on Thursday. Vasilevsky did. Then he comes in and shuts us out. And then Elliott starts yesterday against Pittsburgh, and they get just steamrolled in the second period and lose 7-3, or 2, whatever it was. I don't know how many Tampa ended up getting. But every team that we were battling against, we couldn't even get a split out of those games. I mean, Pittsburgh won 2 games. The Rangers couldn't help us out against Washington. It was just a stupid weekend, and I get it. We'll just have to see. These are 2 big games against Ottawa today and tomorrow. Huge games.
Yeah, very, very important. You got to win them. Let's just call it what it is. You have to win these. This is not time to no time for screwing around here.
No, you're right. So, have you gone to any simulator since the golf show, Anthony, or are you too busy working?
I haven't hit a simulator, and I've hit a couple shots on a simulator before at the golf show a couple years ago, but I haven't been into a simulator ever. It's just not me. It's just not me. I can't do it.
You can't just swing for tempo and kind of keep your everything working correctly, all your joints and everything loose and everything? You don't do that?
No, I really I don't. The problem is hitting into the screen. I don't feel like you get a very real result. Like I'd rather take the trip up to Carl's and hit from one of the bays and hit range, and do something like that. But I haven't even had time to do that.
I see your plan. You want to see the ball go out.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it. I gotta be able to take it. Like, what's my ball flight doing? Like, I don't trust the screen to give me any sort of like real live like feedback. So I need to go like Miles of Golf or Carl's or something like that. Be able to hit from indoor into outdoor. Or you know what? We've even had some days where there have been some days of decent weather that I should have just went to the range, or there's a course by my house that's not too far away that I would like to just go over there, drop a shag bag and hit some chips. Get working on it. Get working on the mental part of the game.
Yeah, that's a good point. I understand your point there. And it was a big win for Michigan. So I'm glad you had some enjoyment from this weekend that Michigan came through and beat Wisconsin. Tough game for them.
And as we all know, sports didn't happen on Saturday, GB. None of it.
No, when I heard that Michigan State gave up that game in a very unfamiliar way, that I didn't like what I was going into Saturday night. I just got a bad vibe from the Michigan State game that the Wings were not going to do well that night. I don't know why. I think it just rubbed off.
It set the tone for all Saturday. It was a bad tone. We're positive vibes only here, and there was no good vibes on Saturday at all.
There were no vibes.
There was not, Ryan. I feel your pain on that one, buddy. And I know a friend of mine's in Florida, huge Michigan State fan, and I think he broke his putter when that happened because he lives and dies Michigan State, and it was not a good day for him. So
I had a stat for you, GB, too, and I don't know what I did with this statistic. And I'm mad now that I can't find it because it was really, it was something incredible of what John Rahm has made. John Rahm has made like $7,000 per shot this year on tour.
Oh, wow. That's an incredible stat.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal.
The amount of money that he has made on tour to date, they broke it down to per event, per round, and per shot, and he's making $7,000. I saw that. I was like, man, I'll tell you what, old GB Ritz, he would love this kind of statistic right here. I think a guy by the name of Daniel Rappaport had that.
That's crazy. I'm going to close with this stat. I just saw this before I called, that the youngest player on the Lions roster is 29. Or the oldest player. I'm sorry, the oldest player on the roster, the oldest player on the Lions roster is 29.
Yeah, bunch of kids out there.
That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that, but that's cool. That's a young team. So
well, think about it. In your pro life, when you hit 30, they just wheel out the pine box for you right then and there. It's like, oh, the guy's 30 years old. His best years are by. Oh, his career is over. Oh my God! And then you hit 30 in real life, and you're like, wow, if I was a pro athlete, I'd be done. They'd be writing me off in the papers.
Well, that's why all the basketball players take breaks every other game they play. Right? They got to rest, play, rest, play, rest, play. They can't play 5 games in a row anymore. When you're over 30.
Well, GB, appreciate the call this morning, my friend.
Talk to you later, mate. Yep.
All right.
Talk to you later.
We'll see you. Hour number 3 coming at you next here, X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
It's time to go on the court with Johnny Kane.
NBA fans, it is now time to bring all the hoops action right into the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in bonus bets instantly. So when you download the DraftKings app, be sure to use the promo code HUGE when signing up. Then place a $5 bet on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The Pistons are finding out some things with their newly fortified front court, out-rebounding the Raptors by 16 last time out, thanks in large part to a career night from Marvin Bagley. 18 boards to go with 21 points in his first action since breaking his hand on January the 2nd. You couple that with James Wiseman's double-double in his first start as a Piston, and you get a promising glimpse. As for tonight in Charlotte, Isaiah Stewart, questionable with a hip injury. Rookie Jalen Duren, out for a second straight game with ankle issues. Bojan Bogdanovic, questionable with Achilles soreness. It's a 7 o'clock tip.
The new M-Perks is here. Reward yourself with dollars off your purchases, fuel rewards, and more at Meijer. Earn 10 points on nearly every dollar you spend when you shop in-store or on Meijer.com. Then use your points to claim and redeem rewards any way you want. Plus, earn points for every qualifying prescription filled at your Meijer pharmacy. Download the Meijer app to sign up, or if you're already using M-Perks, start earning points and saving today. Save more with M-Perks. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com to learn more.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you're in construction, you know that every minute matters and every dollar counts. You've got materials to purchase, employees to pay, and deadlines to meet. What you don't have is time to worry about your accounting, taxes, or ways to grow your business. That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is construction, our business is helping you run your business better. From tax planning, payroll processing, or R&D credit studies, we're here for you with concrete advice and answers. Let us help you build a solid foundation for your business. Whether you're a subcontractor, developer, architect, or engineer, of all the things you build, make your business the strongest. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
All across the state of Michigan.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny in the corner. to Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass. And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker! Kenneth Walker! Touchdown! Sparty! Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up. Yes! Caught! Touchdown Detroit Lions! They did it! Br0's Brown in the receiving end!
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here! A grand slam from Br0's. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Good Monday morning to you. Hour number 3 of X's and Bros coming at you right now all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. From Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you. Enjoy the program at any time. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000. Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176. 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook X's and Bros. Good morning to our television audience as well. BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Add a .com to that in order to find our website, xbmornings@gmail.com is our fan feedback email inbox. And you can find us all individually on Twitter if you so happen to do so as well, if you choose to. Danny Cahalan is at Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. All right, gentlemen, what's going on in the world of sports? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories in the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
All right, Chris Kirk is your winner in a playoff on hole 18, the Honda Classic there at the beautiful Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. You know, West Palm Beach, one of the fastest growing areas in the country. Florida's population continues to boom right now. Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Detroit Red Wings in their only contest over the weekend. 3-0 was your final score. Red Wings played a good game, just couldn't get anything by Big Vaz there. They will play the Ottawa Senators tonight, and looking at 64 points right now, still very much in that hunt. It's just a big couple of games. You got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat, right? And Ottawa would be one of those teams that near the bottom of the Atlantic. This is a game that, you want to win. You want to do so pretty well. 58 games played for the Wings right now, 64 points. They trail Buffalo by 2 points. They have also played 58 games this season. They trail the Pittsburgh Penguins by 3 points. They have played 59 games this season. They trail the Islanders by 5 points, who have played 5 more games. So just, I know it's a lot to listen to, but I try to slow it down a little bit there so you can see, okay, where are we at in the standings? We're, second place outside the wild card, so literally sitting in 10th, which we would be better, but, overtime losses, in my book, are still losses. It is what it is. Like what Lalone and company got going on here. Game tonight against the Senators on the road. Game tomorrow against the Senators on the road, back home for Thursday night against the Kraken. There's some very important games there. Very important games. Over to the NBA hardwood, the Detroit Pistons, another integrity of the percentages loss as they fell to the Toronto Raptors 95-91. More on that game coming up a little bit later on. MLB's Players Association Prez Tony Clark vows to fight efforts to implement a salary cap. We've already come to the conclusion in the solution that you need. Hard cap it. All the leagues should be hard capped. There should be no quote-unquote luxury tax. Make it work or you're out. That's it. There's no, make it work. Make the finances work. Alabama's head coach Nate Oates on Brandon Miller's pat-down introduction, not appropriate. Remember Brandon Miller, the gentleman, the young fella who drove a gun to one of his friends, who that gun was then used in a murder. And this guy's going to come out and in the introductions get patted down by one of his teammates. It's bad look. Bad look. Very tone deaf. Looks bad on the coach. Looks bad on the university. Shame on Alabama. Shame on Nick Saban. The Devils have secured the star forward Timo Meyer in a trade with the Sharks. Prospects, pick stuff going anywhere. All you need to know, He's no longer. It was one of the trade targets there that, a lot of Red Wings fans kind of looked at and said, oh, what about this guy? LeBron James sustained a right foot injury late in the third quarter, but alas, he was able to continue on in the game in the 111-108 comeback victory against the Dallas Mavericks, saying, quote, it's been better. That's for sure. But I definitely wasn't going to go to the locker room and not finish the game out tonight. Just understood the importance of the game. And then with the momentum that we had, I felt like we could win after being down. LeBron James, a true warrior, said he could hear his foot pop. Finished the game so strong, so tough, mentally resilient. After taking, 3 weeks off? Like, come on, bro. You're killing me, Smalls. Your little fake charade here about how, oh, my God. Quinn Snyder's getting the head coaching job of the Atlanta Hawks, so congratulations him. A 5-year deal to coach the Hawks. Damian Lillard went crazy last night, scored 41 in the first half, finished with 71 points in the game, hit 13 three-pointers. Dude went out of his mind. Russell Wilson, allegedly, he's pushing back now, but allegedly wanted to push to have the Seahawks fire not only their head coach, but also their GM in a story that came out Friday in The Athletic. According to the report, Wilson asked the Seahawks ownership in February of 2022 to fire Carroll and the GM, John Snyder, in the hopes that his team would reach out to Sean Payton. Well, now he's been united with Sean Payton. It just so happens that it's in Denver. He denies the story. I find it very interesting. Matt Nagy will get his second stint as the Chiefs offensive coordinator. He'll take over for Eric Bieniemy, who has moved on to the Washington Commanders. Still don't 100% fully understand that move there, but hey, to each their own, whatever you want to do. If you were interested at all, Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul, handed him his first loss as a professional boxer. Congratulations to Tommy Fury. Jake Paul is an insufferable YouTube star. Got in an argument with Bomani Jones on Bomani Jones' TV show because Bomani Jones had asked him, well, what happens if you lose? And he took that as if like it was some sort of shot at him. I appreciate the fact that he's putting in the time over the last 3, 4, 5 years or whatever to try to be a professional boxer, but it's a sideshow. It's all it is. It's just like the match in golf. It's the same theory. Guys are just out there selling it just to make a quick buck. And
are you going to hate on the TRL?
The TRL, Total Request Live?
The Tiger Rory League.
Tiger Rory League is a sham. Is that the indoor one?
Yes,
I don't care.
They just broke ground, I think, last week on the stadium.
Oh, beautiful. Great job. Thank you for breaking the ground. I will not pick up a shovel. I will not be breaking any ground there. It just, look, I'm just, it's not doing anything for me. But then again, there's a lot of things that, some of these other, like, if they're not the real deal, I have a hard time falling in love with, something that isn't, the primary. Does that make sense in terms of spring football leagues, stuff like that? Like, I just give me the real deal. Over the weekend, Michigan beat Wisconsin yesterday in overtime, 87-79. Couldn't say the same for Michigan State on Saturday. Actually fell on the road at Iowa, 112-106. Another big score in the conference. Number 5, Purdue losing at home at Mackey, 79-71 to the 17th-ranked Indiana Hoosier Daddies. Jalen Hood-Schifino, he's your daddy. 35 points in that contest, went absolutely berserk. And how about in the Mid-American Conference, the Toledo Rockets, 13 consecutive dubs. Are you kidding me? Beat Buffalo by 30, 101-71. As we get, we got a couple games left. We get primed for the Mid-American Conference tournament that's going to take place in Cleveland beginning next Thursday, I believe. Is it? Yeah, Thursday, March 8th. Is that the right date, or is it Thursday, March 9th? I can't remember.
Yes, March 9th.
March 9th.
Well, I mean, I don't know the date, but March 9th is Thursday, yes.
Okay. So we got a pretty long, is this an email, a text? What is this?
Text.
A message? Text? Wow, it's a long text. All right, we'll get into that from whoever that is. Brian from Howard City will tell you about what his thoughts were next here on X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Get a taste of sweet rewards, up to $5,000 cash. Every Friday in February from 7 to 11 p.m. Play for a chance to take home the chocolate bar with prizes from $1,000 premium play all the way up to $5,000 cash. Don't miss Sweet Rewards. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
When you're in construction, you know that every minute matters and every dollar counts. You've got materials to purchase, employees to pay, and deadlines to meet. What you don't have is time to worry about your accounting, taxes, or ways to grow your business. That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is construction, our business is helping you run your business better. From tax planning, payroll processing, or R&D credit studies, we're here for you with concrete advice and answers. Let us help you build a solid foundation for your business. Whether you're a subcontractor, developer, architect, or engineer, of all the things you build, make your business the strongest. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
The new M-Perks is here. Reward yourself with dollars off your purchases, fuel rewards, and more at Meijer. Earn 10 points on nearly every dollar you spend when you shop in-store or on Meijer.com. Then use your points to claim and redeem rewards any way you want. Plus, earn points for every qualifying prescription filled at your Meijer pharmacy. Download the Meijer app to sign up, or if you're already using M-Perks, start earning points and saving today. Save more with M-Perks. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com to learn more.
This is X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Hey, I got a question for you. Do you guys know what starts today? Any idea?
No.
Really?
I mean,
very, very, very big day for a lot of folks here. Very big day. The NFL Combine. Now we won't see anything until later on in the week. I believe March 2nd is the first version of the televised combine. But right now, players are starting to arrive and going through their interviews and all of their measurements,
hand measurements.
Physicals. Yeah. You ever do the hand measurement? You got to work that out. You really got to work on stretching out the hands there to get that hand measurement in there. Brian here from Howard City. Fellas, it's sad when a sport becomes more entertainment instead of mainly athletic competition. For when that happens, it's basically a mirror of the WWE. Sadly, the NBA is becoming just like that. LeBron James, to me, is the Aaron Rodgers of the NFL. Crybaby that cares about themselves and not the championships. LeBron won't stay in the game when he beats the all-time scoring record, but toughs it out last night, shaking my head. I miss my Pistons in the late 80s, that gritty game of basketball. They kept you on the edge of your seat. Go Wings as the NHL seems to be one of the last surviving members of the professional game. Well, and of course, my Lions. Have a great day. NBA stinks. Love Dave from Ice Cream Land.
One of my favorite things about NBA history is that we claim it has turned into this drama-filled, everybody soft, when in reality we're still talking about the same guys from 40 years ago and their rivalries and being whiny brats 40 years ago.
It was actually a celebration of one of the highest scoring games in NBA history. Took place in 1983. The Detroit Pistons and Denver Nuggets.
Well, that was like a triple overtime, but still.
186 to 183 or something crazy like that. And I don't think that it was triple overtime because Isaiah had posted about it, Isaiah Thomas. He was tweeting about it, and
I'm almost positive it was 3 overtimes.
I'm going to try to find, because he was talking about the schedule and the travel and everything, basically just saying how much tougher we are. Think about that. In 1983, a lot different. Highest scoring game in NBA history. It was triple overtime. You're right, 186 to 184 in triple OT. Let it be known.
The NBA's so soft. We're still talking about these guys. You're 70 years old, Michael and Isaiah. We don't need to hear about your 40-year-old rivalry.
You know who saw Michael last weekend was my uncle. My uncle ran into Michael Jordan.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was like, he's like, so I wake up, I look out the window, and he's like, MJ's on the putting green, getting a putting lesson, 7 a.m.
Say the one thing that I find frustrating with NBA basketball, and it just seems like a lot of basketball in general, and I don't know if this is a change of the times, if it's history, but just more of now observant of it, is how many games quickly get into a 25-point deficit.
At the NBA level?
NBA, just seems like in basketball in general, it just seems there's a lot of games quickly you turn on. It's like, this isn't even a game.
Yeah, it's like they call it the game of runs now, which it feels like that. It doesn't feel like there's many games where you're trading baskets, for most of the game. It'll be like a team has, a 17-2 run, and then there's a 12-0 run the other way. Like, that's kind of how it is.
Right, and I say, I don't know if that is, now, like, that's more of now, or if that's how it's just been. It's just more, I'm observant more of it now, of how that's how basketball is going, and it makes it frustrating. Try to just pop in and watch a random game. When you turn on, it's 40-18 at the end of the first quarter.
And the team with 18 eventually is going to come back, like they are. I'm with you there. I think now it's gotten a little. I think those numbers are bigger. I don't think that it was necessarily like that. Isaiah had said, let it be known, Detroit Pistons, this was our 4th game in 5 nights. No chartered flights on a long road trip. #altitude. The getaway game on a long road trip was the term most often used for this game, normally a loss. Our will to win prevailed against the odds and made NBA history. I love Isaiah Thomas when he gets on Twitter. Oh, man. Alex English had 47 points in that game. Zeke had 47. Kiki had 51 and 9 and 8. Detroit shot 54%. They were 1 of 2 from the three-point line. Is that crazy? 74 for 136 in the game, 1 of 2 from 3. There's no way that's right. But that's what NBA Cobwebs tweets. I mean, I go back and find the game score and find the box score from it, and take a look and see if that was true. And look, to a certain extent, I do get what our friend. I watched that game. Kelly Tripucka was bad bleep. That comes from Freddie. Freddie, you could just tweet Freddie or text Freddie. You could just say your name. You don't have to keep referring to yourself as Fax. It's ridiculous.
Freddie Faxon, Brad's brother.
Yeah. Oh man. Every time I read a text now, all I see is Fax in all capital letters. Just sign off with Freddie. That works. Kelly Tripucka, the real deal. No, different game. I understand. I get what that was Brad who sent that email, right? I think I deleted it too fast.
No.
Text message.
I
might have hit delete a little too quickly there. I get what he's saying. A lot of it is
Brian from Howard City.
Yeah, Brian from Howard City. I do understand what you're saying. I just think I'm the same way with LeBron. He's way too over dramatic. Everything is, like he breaks the record. He's running on the court and he's raising his arms, and then he's like fake crying. He's grabbing his nose. He's like, oh yeah. It's just like, what are we doing here? Like, come on, bro. But he's always been a drama queen. Like that's what he is. He's been that way his entire career, his entire life, a drama queen. That's why when he's like, oh, I heard it pop the first thing. I'm like, no, you didn't. You lying ass. You didn't hear anything. You fell over. And you're like, oh, God, no, I got to stay in this game. It means so much. You skipped 2 nationally televised broadcasts, bro. What are you doing? You set the record, you skip 2 games, and then you go to the All-Star game and act like you're going to run up and down the floor and like, oh, what a great performance. Oh, chase down block in the All-Star game. Like, come on. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, that's why when people argue with me about LeBron, I'm like, you don't get this with Jordan. You just don't get it. You didn't get this. You got a guy sweating all over you just with his forehead on top of you telling you to go bleep yourself. Not this, oh, my God, woe is me. Not somebody you search and flop and you get 9,000 GIF results. I'm sorry. That's not to have a LeBron Jordan conversation here. But everything today is just so for the camera. It's so it's just not authentic. At least with him. Not going to say it's with everybody, but at least with him. Like Patrick Mahomes, like when his ankle got rolled up on, he was like hobbling off the field and put his like head on his coach's shoulder. I was like, yeah, my man is in some pain. In some serious pain. By the way, who just came out from the Dallas Cowboys and said don't take the meds they give you, don't take the injections, consult a physician that doesn't work for the team? Who was that just now that came out with the over the weekend? Did you guys see that story from the NFL?
I did
Dallas
not.
Cowboys?
I did not see that.
Yeah, he came out and he was like, whatever you do, don't take their pills, don't take the injections, go get your own doctor. And he's like, I can't even walk. That type of deal. Recently retired too. All right, we're going to step aside when we return. Michigan continues to make their case for
One flew over the cuckoo's nest? Is that the storyline?
I'm serious. I got to find it now. I'll find it. I'll bring it up. But Michigan continuing their case to secure a berth to the NCAA tournament. Do they have enough? We'll talk about it next year. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
The new M-Perks is here. Reward yourself with dollars off your purchases, fuel rewards, and more at Meijer. Earn 10 points on nearly every dollar you spend when you shop in-store or on Meijer.com. Then use your points to claim and redeem rewards any way you want. Plus, earn points for every qualifying prescription filled at your Meijer pharmacy. Download the Meijer app to sign up, or if you're already using M-Perks, start earning points and saving today. Save more with M-Perks. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com to learn more.
From planting a simple seed to managing a global food supply, growing, processing, and distributing food is the backbone of America. You deal with food safety and labor issues, cost control, and not to mention Mother Nature. But do you have time to explore research development and biotechnical tax credits? Properly administer payroll for temporary employees. Ensure that you're operating at your most profitable? That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is America's food supply, our business is helping you run your business better. We'll assist with tax credits, assess your processes and controls, and so much more. And while we may not be able to help you plant your crops, we can help you realize a rich financial harvest. From the family farm to worldwide distribution of all the things you grow, grow your business better. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
If you or your family is touched by autism, learn more about Freddy's Foundation at #PopTheTap at freddythepizzaman.com. That's FREDI, thepizzaman.com, or email freddythepizzaman@gmail.com.
From Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, you're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you right along with us. Found the guy. It was Byron Jones. Byron Jones is the player from the Miami Dolphins. And Byron is a guy who has a pretty hefty contract. He missed all of last season because of surgery on his Achilles tendon and recently took to the internet. He's 30 years old, underwent that surgery in March to clean up this lingering issue. He has an $18.3 million cap hit in 2023, but the Dolphins could save $13.6 if they release or trade him after June 1st. He signed a 5-year, $82 million deal in 2020. He took to Twitter to say this: much has changed in 8 years. Today, I can't run or jump because of my injuries sustained playing this game. Do not take the pills they give you. Do not take the injections they give you. If you absolutely must, consult an outside doctor to learn the long-term implications. Oh, wow.
You're 350 pounds and you run at other 350-pound men every day of your life for 15 years. Yeah, you're going to get hurt.
Byron Jones is only 194 pounds.
Okay. Either way, you're going to get hurt. You play a physical contact sport. Like, you realize by saying this, you are suggesting that your union, which you pay dues to, is also poisoning you. That's what you're saying. Because the union is, yes, because the union has your back on this.
Do they?
Yes.
They do.
The NFLPA would, if you went to the PA and told them, hey, I think they're not giving me the right stuff, they would have your back on it. But instead, you people go out and do this.
Does the players' union in the NFL do anything except for care about how much
No,
money
because
the players
people
make?
don't know how to use a union. You can use your union for a lot of things.
Well, I'm just saying, does the union actually care about anything except for the money?
Yes, they care.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's the players' union. I mean, they elect their. I mean, you elect your officials, and who's going to be the president and all that stuff. Byron went on to say it was an honor and a privilege to play in the NFL, but it came at a regrettable cost I did not foresee. In my opinion, no amount of professional success or financial gain is worth avoidable chronic pain and disabilities. Godspeed to the draft class of 2023.
And that might go away. I mean, look at Calvin Johnson. When he retired, he would say, like, I can barely get out of bed. Now, 7 years now, I think, he seems to be doing pretty good. He's out and about, playing in basketball games.
Take some time. Look,
look at Lomas. I doubt Lomas was moving around very, as good as he is now 20 years ago.
Oh, I mean, Lomas is in great shape. That guy, I mean, he's taken incredible care of himself. And he's, God bless him. But it's as you said, if you want the opportunity, I don't know where else Byron Jones is making $82 million over 5 years. Is it worth it or not? That's a personal decision, right? That's all, it's like the NBA or the NFL guys when those NBA contracts and the NBA got their new money in, and the guys like Tyler Johnson were getting $40 million, and people are like, oh, all the NFL guys, I should have went to the NBA. Well, you're not tall enough. Period. You're not tall enough. Like the tallest guys out there in the field are typically like left tackles at 6'7". Those are small forwards, bro. You're not athletic. Like you might be athletic enough, but you're not big enough. Like it's a league of superhuman aliens out there playing in the NBA. 2, you obviously don't understand they have smaller rosters, so there's more money to go around per player. But this idea that, for Byron, it's total whatever you want to do, man. If you don't want to play, you don't have to play. No one's forcing you to. Like, that's the thing when we start talking about the competition committee that's going to be getting together to talk about pass interference. This is what's happening right now. or not pass interference, but roughing the passer. The competition committee is going to be looking at roughing the passer and should it be reviewable. The quarterback is a football player. Let him play football. The game is violent. They should be treated no different than anybody else out there. Like, you're going to get hit.
Yeah, a roughing the passer when we
in today's game is embarrassing.
Yeah, when we were kids, it was basically what the wide receiver rule now. You can't hit a wide receiver that, you just can't clobber a wide receiver.
Yeah, defenseless receiver.
Defenseless receiver, right. That's what the roughing the quarterback used to be. Now it's way beyond that.
Yeah.
It basically used to be, hey, if the quarterback, as after he's thrown the ball, you can't try to take his head off anymore.
I'm getting pushed from behind. And I fall into the legs of the quarterback, and I'm the one that gets the penalty because you can't hit him in the legs. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if you make it reviewable, if you can do it quick enough. I really just don't. I just don't know. It bothers me because, like, look, in Byron Jones's case, as I mentioned, no one's forcing you to do it. If you didn't want to, like, you don't have to take the pills. You don't have to play football. You don't. I stopped playing football. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Nobody's forcing you. So if you feel it's your best opportunity to make a few $1 million, and, in your case, you're like, hey, it wouldn't matter to me. I'd rather have a regular 9 to 5 and not feel this pain every day. That's totally up to you. There are other people that will go through that pain every day of the week to know that they are financially set for the rest of their lives. Because really, that's what it comes down to. Think about it. All you got to do is figure out a way to survive for the length of your life and then hopefully have something to pass down to your offspring. That's it. After that, really, what's the point? When you really think about it. So, yeah, I'll go out there for $30 million. I'll go out there for $10 million. You knock me out. Mike Tyson could punch me in the head for $10 million. I'll take that punch. Absolutely. People think, I wouldn't do it. Like, what do you mean you wouldn't do it? What do you mean? You'll wake up eventually. You'll be all right. He's got a glove on. You'll be okay. It might only be.
Yeah, like when Michael B. Jordan, everybody's seen the video of him actually getting knocked out.
It happens.
On the set of Creed. It happens.
It happens, guy.
It was literally in a movie. Dude just got laid out.
Took it right on the chin, too. Just clip, and then boom, there he goes. Unbelievable. All right, I did want to talk a little bit about in this segment, too, because Combine's coming up, so that's why the Byron Jones stuff came up. But, yesterday for the Michigan Wolverines, it's a big win against Wisconsin because Michigan's got to find a way to continue to win some basketball games here. Now, despite if you may love or
that
hate
game was
Javon
a
Howard,
can't lose for Michigan because it's Wisconsin. Like,
Yeah.
you're both bubble teams. Like, you're at home.
and you already lost to them on the road.
Right. To keep that tournament hope alive, you can't lose another game to a bubble team.
No bubble busters here. They are 6-2 in their last 8 games. Michigan is. They're currently 17-12 overall, 11-7, and in a 4-way tie right now for second place in the Big Ten. If you listen to this program, where I was at with Michigan a month and a half, 2 months ago. You know where I was at. And it's fair. Like late December, January. When was the first time I said, this team might not even make the NIT?
Probably before this run, like a month ago.
Yeah. I was dead serious about that. I swear to God, I was dead. This wasn't trying to set it up for this, miraculous nonsense. I mean, they got blown out by 22 to Penn State after a 5-point loss at home against then number 1 Purdue. They gave up 93 to Iowa. The first game against Michigan State, the two teams first one to 60 wins. Neither team had 60. Close loss against North Carolina. Close loss against Virginia. Close loss against Kentucky. Close win against Ohio. Close win against Eastern Michigan. That dumpster fire of a program. They're going to back their way into the MAC tournament, too. Watch. Lipscomb was an 8-point game. This team was not very good. You lost to Central. I was being honest. I'm telling you this right now. I know net rankings and this, that, and third, BPI and RPI and CBI and whatever. You could take all that, throw it right out the window. You're telling me this right now. This team, this Michigan Wolverines club, is tied for second in the Big Ten. They still have some things to do. They can beat Illinois. They've proven that. They can beat Indiana. That game at Assembly Hall is going to be. Now, they lose these next two, they're in deep trouble. You split these.
You split them.
You got a chance.
You win a game in the Big Ten tournament.
I think you're in.
I think you're in, cause especially with these two being road games. So I think that'll carry more weight. Win one Big Ten tournament game. You're looking at an 11 seed or a play-in 11 seed.
Updated as of 9 a.m. Oh, this is too late. This is too. I thought this was going to be updated 9 a.m. this morning, but it's not. But even on the 9 a.m. on the 24th, Michigan was in the next 4 out. I'll be very interested to see if they have moved into the first 4 out when bracketology is updated already. Freddie is on hold. Good morning, Freddie. How are you, my friend?
Oh, no. Freddie went bye-bye.
Some kind of sick joke, Freddie?
No, he was just, it's gone.
Unbelievable.
I went click and it's gone.
That's all right. Maybe he hung up. Maybe he got busy.
Oh, he might be calling back.
Just put him straight on. He'll be fine. Hello. Freddie.
Yeah, who hung up on me? Danny or Albert?
I don't know. Where are you at over there? You in a playground?
Yeah, my kids are going. Can you hear me or I got to hang up?
No, I can hear you.
I'll hang up.
No, you're fine. I can hear you.
I'm watching my boy. He's standing in line with all the kids. There's a kid here with short pants. Short pants and short sleeves. I'm like, it's 20 degrees. They got short pants. These parents, I swear, there's something wrong with them, man.
Yeah,
something wrong with them.
Maybe the kid doesn't get cold though.
Oh, come on, man. Give the kid a chance, man. If you're a Rod parent, at least give your kid a chance. Come on now.
I mean, when you think the Vikings roll around in the Nordic countries in snowsuits? They run around out there bare-chested.
Hey, before I get to Tom Izzo, your producer, this morning I heard him say, oh, you know who that was on the text message, right? But, your producer came in the other day. He had to pull a ticket. I didn't let him stand in line. I took care of him right away. He got presidential.
How quickly they forget, Freddie.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Presidential treatment, but it's okay. I love him. No big deal. Listen, on Tom Izzo, okay? Now, I've been reading a lot and hearing a lot that they want to chop this. They want to fire him. Blah 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 blah. Fire him. Listen, I'm old enough to remember.
Who wants to fire who?
Man, it was all over the radio and people talking about it.
Fire who? Who's getting fired though?
Some fans want to fire Tom.
There's a small subsection of fans on Twitter that want to move on from Tom Izzo.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah, there's a whole lot easier to get worse at head coach than it is to get better. I can tell you that much. And the success that guy's had, you kidding me?
Well,
are you nuts?
Well, what I'm trying to get at is I'm comparing it to. I'm old enough to remember Tom Landry. Tom Landry was a legend at Dallas, and when Jerry Jones bought the team, he fired him, and he brought it. I mean, the rest is history. But a guy like Tom Izzo, he deserves to go on his own time. There's no way a guy like that gets fired. It just should never happen, and that's just the way it is, man. I get how fans can be, but there's no way Tom Izzo should ever even talk about getting fired.
No way. I can't believe that was actually a discussion on radio, is that Tom Izzo should be fired.
Oh, it wasn't a discussion. It was about fans bringing it up that there's as Ryan said, there's a small section of it.
Oh yeah,
but
I mean,
still.
I would put them in a capsule and send them up to go take care of the Chinese spy balloons.
But there was no Twitter when Tom Landry got fired. So Tom Landry was a walking legend. I mean, he was there 30, 35 years.
Yeah, but didn't the Cowboys win 2 titles in the next 4 seasons after that?
Oh, no. I'm not saying they won 3 titles, but yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying I don't think if you don't want Tom Izzo to be there, then you tell him walk away gracefully. Like Tom Landry wasn't asked to walk away gracefully. He fired him. Now if you ask Tom Izzo that, he might say, "Screw you! I'm not walking away gracefully. Fire me." But I'm just saying, a guy like that should not be fired. That's all.
Yeah, I don't even think that's. I think that anybody that says that doesn't understand exactly what they're seeing, and he's got one of the best draft classes he's ever had, if I'm not mistaken, coming in. Like, they'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got one more run at this, and then he can ride out in the sunset gracefully, and he's already in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't even have to worry. So.
Yep. No doubt.
AB, next time you come in, you get presidential treatment. I promise you. Okay. And Ryan.
No, I'll stand and wait in line with the rest to get the regular customers, take care of them. I'll hang out. I'm fine. I'm there for the ambiance and the atmosphere and to get drunk.
Danny's too cool for me. No, he doesn't love me anymore. What am I going to do? One of my wife's cousins must have pissed him off.
Right.
Oh, I love that. Oh, Freddie, have a great rest of your morning. Tell the kids we said hello.
He gone.
I saw Jennifer Hammond tweeted out that she has a Wheaties box from the Bad Boys. I'm telling you what, this is, talk about a collectible. Oh, my goodness. All right. So it's good to hear from Freddie. Look, you know me, maize and blue guy, C-Web jersey behind me, best helmet in college football in front of me on my desk. Don't like Michigan State at all. Don't like Mel Tucker at all. Don't like any of them.
You like Mel Tucker as
You're
a
not
person.
firing Tom Izzo. That is, for any fan that actually says that, I need to ask you a couple of questions, a series of questions. One, under what grounds or what basis do you want to let go the greatest coach that your school's ever had? Two, who are you going to replace him with? Okay? I know that Michigan State hasn't won a national championship since 2000. How do we know that? Because that's the last time anyone from the Big Ten won a national championship at all in college basketball. I know that right now, the realm of what is deemed acceptable or good or whatever the case may be, is a Final Four. We look at a Final Four in basketball as a major accomplishment. That's a major accomplishment. Whatever happens from there, it's just kind of like icing on the cake. If you lose the national championship game, it is kind of a gut punch. We don't look at making the college football playoff in football feel that Final Four feels a whole lot less worthy than what the basketball one does. And I'm telling you this right now. You're not going to be able to duplicate that kind of success ever. It is once in a lifetime. Enjoy it while it lasts, because when it's gone, it's gone. We're gone. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, right here. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Get more for your money this week at Meijer. Right now, when you buy 6 select items, you'll save $3, including Prego pasta sauce, Dannon Light and Fit, or Oikos Greek yogurt, and Meijer food storage bags. Plus, Coca-Cola or Pepsi products are buy 6, save $3, plus deposit where applicable. And pay the same low Meijer prices no matter how you shop, in-store or online. Get more for your money at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Imagine this, winning big at Soaring Eagle. Get a taste of sweet rewards, up to $5,000 cash. Every Friday in February from 7 to 11 p.m. Play for a chance to take home the chocolate bar with prizes from $1,000 premium play all the way up to $5,000 cash. Don't miss sweet rewards. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Now you can follow everything Michigan High School sports 24/7 at MHSAA.com. On Twitter, at MHSAA. On Facebook, MHSAA. And you can watch archive sports and live sports in season for boys and girls all across Michigan, all schools, at MHSAA.tv. But stay up to date on everything Michigan High School sports at MHSAA.com. Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach. Now, he's a managing partner at Br0's. They are one of America's top accounting and business firms, and they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew from the east side of Michigan. If you're a small business, big business, and you're looking for the professionals who can help your business on any tax or business need you have, go to BeanGarter.com. That is BeanGarter.com. And we're close to March Madness, so be looking for our huge bracket challenge where you could win big cash, courtesy of Tom Rosenbach and his team from Br0's. We'll have more details in the coming weeks. But if you're a business decision maker or owner and you're looking for professionals to help your business, contact Tom Rosenbach and his team at Br0's. BeanGarter.